Thanks, everybody. And I'm just going to go through some of our aims and objectives from the project and just give you a bit of background on the project and probably give you a bit more knowledge on it. So what is Build Digital meant to achieve? Build Digital is about transforming the industry, it's about modernizing the industry so it can better achieve better value for Project 2040, with also making sure it's inclusive, that SMEs, clients and suppliers aren't left out when this project goes forward. I suppose just to speak about Project Ireland 2040, this is a major project that the Irish government is going on for, and it's about delivering better infrastructure for Ireland. And really what the Irish government wants is for us to come together and improve the industry so we get better value for money when we're building all of the infrastructure. Within the project as well does housing for all, and it's very important that we improve the housing flow for people. I suppose everybody knows somebody that's probably looking for housing, or we need the housing in stock to improve, of better quality, and hopefully we'll get that done through the project. And just to speak about a Build Digital project with the construction sector group, the construction sector group was set up to help the construction industry, and project Build Digital project is part of the construction sector group, and it's one of the action areas that's being put, action area 7, that's within the construction sector group. And just to move on, Build Digital project is about bringing people together, and I suppose today is, I see, the first day of really getting everybody into a room or getting them online so we can actually speak to one another and work out what needs to happen and work together. So I see this as one of the key dates that we have that's so important, that we start our work and start producing them deliverables that's so important for the industry. So just to move on about getting people involved, and it's great to have everybody involved here. And what we've tried to do is we've tried to have a diverse pool of people to get the knowledge from different sectors and different experiences within it. So we've looked for a diverse gender, and we've also in regional diversion as well, that we want to include that all regions is covered, that it's not just a Dublin-centric project. And we also want to have that we include all the different sizes of companies, so we make sure that we don't disadvantage any of the companies, and we're particularly want to make sure that the SMEs don't get squeezed out of the market and stay competitive and learn from it. And also we've tried to have a diverse over the types of companies we have. I suppose the consultants also cover architects, building services, structural and civil engineers as well. So there is a broad scale of it. So it's very important that we have that diversity, and I think that shows by today from our members of our industry members, and also in our steering and industry advocates as well, that we have a diverse sector from the people. And I suppose it's important to listen to them. It's important that we listen to what you say. Important that you come forward and look at the deliverables that we're meant to achieve by this project, and that you engage with them and work towards making sure that the deliverables are relevant and achievable, and that they go into industry. So also it's about helping people, and how will Build Digital help people? I suppose really what we want to look at, and when the pillars come around, they'll talk about what each individual pillar will be working towards, but we also have integrated outcomes on the annual basis. So I suppose just to look at what this will be on a year-on-year basis, we will be looking at having certain events will be happening through the year, and will help to disseminate any information or knowledge that we gather within the pillars. So firstly, in the Q1, we'll be looking at the workshop. We'll be looking at doing a workshop which will be regionally based as well, and also we will be doing an annual report looking back on our previous year of how we worked. In Q2, we'll be looking at half-yearly events. So we have to define what half-yearly event is most appropriate to actually get the engagement that we need. But it will have workshops, and it will have multiple ways of people engage, and also a regional basis. And we'll be doing an annual survey. We'll have that annual survey out before the summer this year. So that's about what we want to do, is benchmark the industry and understand what's happening with industry year on year, and then also we'll be looking at what the hot topics is around in the industry at the moment, which I suppose it's very important that the people in this room and the people online also shape that survey to make sure that we actually ask the right questions to get the right answers that we need to know to help us improve what we're doing. I suppose we'll have on the third quarter again, we'll have the workshop, another workshop as well, just to understand how the survey has been working and work through our results. And then we have the impact analysis, looking at the survey and also looking at other factors like the living labs and also what's going on in our the exchange hub. Finally, in quarter four, we'll be looking at an annual conference. We want to be doing an annual conference every year to present the survey results and also what we've learned through the living labs and all the work that we were doing during the summer. So we wanted a place that we can present what we're doing, but also that where we can listen as well of what the industry wants and what the industry needs. And I suppose finally at the end, we need to review our deliverables. So it's very important that we look at what we are delivering and making sure that they're relevant and will have that impact that we need for the industry. So it's every year we want to make sure that the next year's ahead's deliverables is what we need. And I suppose all these activities will be through the guidance and leadership of the leadership forum and the steering group. And it's very important that we get that guidance, that if people have their voice and use their voice to tell us what is needed to be done and get it across their point. And also it needs to be regionally delivered as well, that we go across the regions. I suppose to look at then, if we go back on the two main things, the two main engines that we have for checking our deliverables and disseminating our information is, I suppose, the Irish Build Digital Exchange Hub. That's where we'll be publishing all the findings we have, our best practice guides, our toolkits, our guidance notes, our templates, and the searchable educational and training database. So we'll be publishing that and making that available to people through the Exchange Hub. So it's going to be a valuable resource there, but also as well as that, we'll be listening as well. We'll be listening for making a place where people can engage through the Exchange Hub. So I suppose it means that we have our industry members, which will be talking for the industry, but we also have that thing that we can reach out to anybody within the industry if they have something that they want to tell us or something they want to bring to us. And then as well as that, collaborating with all our stakeholders around our objectives. So it's very important that we get that get the Exchange Hub up and we get it right. It's actually very useful for people. And then the other thing is the living labs. So the living labs, as well as the Exchange Hub, will be working all the way through the year, and it's about having a test bed for the projects that to get information from projects, and also to put information or put tools or workflows or processes and good practices into projects to make sure that they are correct before we disseminate them out through the Exchange Hub. So we want to make sure that we get good practices, and then that we also check to make sure that they actually achieve what they're meant to achieve in other projects before we release them out to the general industry. And we also want these test beds, living labs, to be the wide range of what projects are. So we want to get projects of scale and type and around regional reach, so we get them projects. So I suppose in a way we'll be looking for the members, the industry members, to put forward projects that they want to actually test as well. If you believe you have good practices or want to engage further, it's very important that you actually use some of your projects that you're working on to actually deliver this. And again, this will be all through the steering group. There'll be the leadership and activities, will be guidance and supporting through the steering group and the forums and around in the regions. So I suppose finally I wanted to look at this line here, and this line was actually in the bottom of the grant agreement, and I think it's actually quite good. It says that really what we want to be is, we want to look at the disconnect between the theory and practice, and we want to avoid having a BIM digital bubble. And really what we want to do is we want to make sure that the practice adoption is focused on that it can be delivered within the industry, and it's relevant to industry, and that's so important for the project. So that's me now.